Issues currently, but what you can't say about him is that his performances haven't dropped. His standards have been sky high, and tonight he'll be very difficult to breach as always.
So off we go. Liverpool were top of the Premier League with a 100% record when they last faced at the weekend. They haven't found an answer to the style of play they're increasingly coming up against, one which Palace performed so well. Will Hughes is down early after that. So Chiesa putting his weight about. Not many visiting sides come to Anfield and start as the favourites. That has to be, on paper at least, given the relative strength of his side coming. But he's a hardy competitor. Hope he can run this one off.
Yeah, innocuous challenge. Struck until relatively recently. Yes, they've had a slight dip in terms of results. Maybe the performance at Arsenal, but the disappointment, I think, overrided by just how far they've come across the last couple of years.
On a previous visit to Merseyside 24 days ago at Everton, a game they could easily have won. In fact, all of the four that have gone without a win, they could easily have won. Here's Ngomoa. And he gets it back, runs into Craig Pawson. Gomez pops it out to the right-hand side. Let's see how do approach in terms of attacking. Morrison, an impressive...
Up from Ramsey, he was involved in the build-up play, cute bit of movement, flipped over the top by Endo, and...
It's Liverpool 1 against Everton. Here comes the first set-piece, which is knocked away pretty comfortably by Sarr. Turn straight back in. It will be interesting to see who has much more of the ball. This is Anfield and this is Liverpool, but it is not the Liverpool that the fans are used to. Really, in Europe, they've become the side that teams fear. Teams are looking for Munoz, who is going to be up and down that right flank.
Yeah, he's been a revelation, Munoz, and it gives them that lovely balance, I think, with his attacking prowess. A pattern that works time and time again for Palace.
Here is Ramsey, who pops it into the far. Only recently 17. Kirk is still very, very young. McAllister. 1 goal to the good on 5 minutes. Here is Ngomoa, who's shown good strength there. And most of the possession that they had. Palace look to come forward. Liverpool have robbed it back. And then they'll look to break quickly with Ngomoa. For a moment he had a sided goal. And then he hit it straight at the defender. Kirk has to put it in early. And he has done for Morrison, who's just got in front.
To use the defender who came over, Canvo, just looking to bend it around his left-hand side. He's able to get a block on the ball, but they look almost in a 3-4-3. Liverpool, Kirkes left.
It's a quick turnaround. They probably won't have time to play a different formation. Well, they actually have trying to change it up, and they've started with the real exuberance at the moment. Until this season, though. Robertson can look long, and Ngomoa will chase those, but that's too far, even for him. Deserves a start tonight after the impact he's made off the bench so far this season. That was just too far ahead of Nioni, and Palace can now counter. And this is where they can be much more dangerous. Instead, the header reaches Ngomoa, and Liverpool have defended it well, but his pass is a little wayward.
Pino on the left-hand side just didn't get the elevation on his delivery. It was easy for Liverpool to clear at the near post.
Here they go again, and that's
McAllister. Puts the law into his own hands. I don't think it's probably a yellow card. It's a bit...
Some referees would go for the pocket with that one.
And that's where he's such a... McAllister, not been at his level, of course, so far this season. Such an integral part of Liverpool's title victory, but not easy, I think.
Shots on target, the highest expected goals in the Premier League over the first 9 games. They're actually underperforming that by the biggest margin, though. Borna Sosa, who does have a decent left foot, is the man to address the ball and fire it to the far post. And it's nodded down, and Liverpool are just about. So Liverpool still defending. Now they can step out. It looks like it's Gomez who's organising that back line from the middle. Chiesa that time winning at Selhurst Park.
It's quite difficult at times as well, so hell of an opportunity for him this evening.
Sarr for Nketiah, just ran into Enway, and he'll invite Kirkes to move a little further forward. Ngomoa sizing things up. Game with Manchester City.
Side, advanced midfield position. So just different patterns, just Palace trying to acclimatise probably to what Liverpool's...
Bypass Chiesa. There was Nioni for Endo. And a little bit of space, just the advantage. And Gamoa looks to try and use it. Up against Munoz. On the right. Oh, it hasn't quite bended.
Leone's use of the ball when the ball was pinged into him from Robertson. Really nice, just inviting Gamoa to be positive, to go 1v1, and he starts it well wide of the target, but sweet.
Seen out without too much stress by Walter Benitez.
Yeah, good advantage. Craig Pawson was a foul on McAllister, but
the Crystal Palace coach. There goes Nketiah. Sosa, who wins the call.
Occasions.
So Cambo, Lacroix, and a man Liverpool chased in the summer, Mark Gay, are in there. Kamada's delivery is into the far post where Lacroix
from the maiden free kick of the game. And here, Perkes trying to block him, I think, initially, but McAllister anchor.
The effect of that one. Never quite settled down during his time at Ajax. And there's another foul on that right-hand side. One for Crystal Palace. Almost 20 minutes in already. Borna Sosa feeling
a little bit of relief that he's probably not been called into action early part of this game.
First appearance for him since the... That's one for Nketiah to chase. Gomez to use his strength. Ramsey. It is the usual remembrance of Palace with Sarr. And he's got a lot of space to run into. Now he's got Nketiah making a dart to the near post. He pulled his bounce back up. Ramsey. Move them forward. And Gamoa. He was level with Chiesa, so there was not going to be anybody.
Det er muligheden, og det bliver 1-0. Det er Ismaïla Sarr, der scorer imod Liverpool. Det kan han rigtig godt lide.
Har sat sig fint på opgøret. Crystal Palace spiller med bold. Endnu en gang.
Det er en fremragende bold. Det kan blive 2-0, og det gør det også her. Sarr dobler op hans fjerde scoring imod Liverpool, og hvis vi tæller hans scoring med i straffesparkskonkurrencen på Wembley, så er det altså 5 mål det her.